Hello there, and welcome to another special bonus episode of the Good Girls Get Rich podcast. I'm your host, Karen Yankovich, and today's episode is a little different because the message I have for you today couldn't wait. You know, I am a woman of a certain age, right? Like I am not in my 20s and 30s and 40s, and most of the women that I work with are of that same certain age. So if that is you, if you can relate to that, then this podcast is for you. Because what I hear a lot from people my age, and some of these people are my friends, right? Not just business colleagues, is they think it's too late for them. Are they still relevant in the world that seems to be exploding, right? Or maybe they wonder if it's too late to have the kind of wealth and visibility and influence that they know is there for them, that maybe you truly desire. So take a breath because what I want you to know is, and I want you to know this deep in your bones, is you are not too late. You are right on time. So in this episode, we're going to dive into why women over 40, over 50 are reimagining what success looks like in 2025 and beyond, and why your lived experience is your greatest asset, right? I want you to really lean into what becomes possible when you stop worrying about that nonsense and start getting visible. This is a little bit of a Jersey rant from me today, right? This isn't just a pep talk. This is your permission slip to stop playing small and to step into the most powerful season of your life. So let's dive in. All right. So first I want to talk about what I'm referring to now as the myth of it's too late, right? We've been hearing this forever. Like society has fed us this lie that success has an expiration date. And, I believed it. And, I can quote all the things, right? Louise Hay, I think so many people have had success in later chapters of their life, right? I'm not going to quote all that stuff because here's what I know. I know that there are many, many women launching businesses, getting published, landing major contracts in their 50s, in their 60s, in their 70s, and beyond, right? The average age of the successful female entrepreneur is rising. It's rising. It's not dropping, right? So you're not behind, right? You're right on time. So I want you to take a stop, stay here for a second, close your eyes. Not if you're driving, but if you're not driving, close your eyes. If you are driving, just say this out loud, scream it at the top of your lungs if you have to. I am not behind. This is my time. It is exactly the right time for you. Because, here's what I think about. And I know many of the people that I work with, many of the people in our She's Linked Up family think about things like retirement insecurity, right? My family are all teachers. My parents have pensions. Thank God. My dad, who we recently lost, provided so well for my mom with a beautiful pension, right? She is never going to have to worry about not having enough money because of his pension. I don't have a pension. Do you have a pension? Right? So if that's you, if you can relate to this, if you're worrying about these kinds of things, then there's other things here's the other thing that we worry about, caregiving burdens, right? When my dad passed back in December of 2024, my life immediately shifted to mom needs help, right? And I have a sister who helps a lot, but many of the women that are in our I can tell you that many of the conversations of the group coaching calls we have in our She's Linked Up program, I can't even tell you how often caregiving issues come up. I got to run, hang on, I got to leave early, I got to take my mom to the doctor, or my mom fell, I'm going to be late, or caregiving is a real thing, right? I remember, when my kids first started having kids, I was so grateful that I had this flexible schedule to be able to watch my grandkids. I wanted to do that. That's one of the big reasons why I created this business the way it is. But it's not always easy, right? It's not always easy. All of a sudden, one day they all converged on me. Okay, I need 2 days. I'm like, whoa, I don't have that many days. I still have a job. I have a business I have to run, right? These are issues that are a common part of the lives of many of the women that I work with. And one of the other things that I hear a lot, and I certainly can relate to this, is that there's a fear of being underestimated. Right? That you're too old, you're too this, you're too that, and you're underestimated. You still got it. I know you still got it. You've still got it, but there's a fear of being underestimated, right? 61% of women over 50 say they feel financially insecure. 61% of women over 50 feel financially insecure. Like, that's got to end, right? Half of women approaching retirement have no retirement savings. And many of us are still caring for our parents, our partners, our grandchildren, while we're trying to plan our next chapter, while we are keeping the roof over everybody's heads, right? So, what I want you to know is you're not broken. In fact, you're in good company. You've been carrying a lot. You've been carrying a lot, right? And I get that. I get that. But this is exactly why we can't afford to stay small. Okay. We can't afford to stay small. And I just want to be clear here that I am not looking for you to hustle. I am looking for you to shift your mindset, shift your thinking, shift your priorities, shift your boundaries, right? Boundaries are important. And let's talk about how this next season of your life is your superpower. Okay. Because what I know is that many women over 50 have deep wisdom, like such deep wisdom. You know this, right? You know this. I know this. We have strong networks. We have lifelong friendships. We have women, maybe women we haven't talked to in months or years, that we can pick up the phone and call and say, I need something, right? And by the way, we're there for people when they do the same for us, right? We have emotional intelligence. We have unmatched resilience. And I believe this to be true, right? I believe this to be true. I think of, like, oh my gosh, I have so many stories about this, but I'm just gonna, Amy, I'm gonna tout on you here. I think of Amy Thurman, who's one of our clients who rose up and reinvented herself. When I first talked to Amy, it was like maybe 2 years ago. Amy was in a direct sales business, and I am not normally the person you hire if you want to build your direct sales business. It doesn't mean I can't, but I'm really looking for you to have like one big fat juicy opportunity, not you need to sell 100 of something, right? But Amy had a big mission. She had a big dream. She had struggled with some health issues, and she was rising from those health issues. And this woman has absolutely 100% reinvented herself. She's reinvented herself. She's now speaking on big stages. Her picture was on Times Square recently for a book that was launched. I mean, she is killing it. I also think about Dr. Mabry, Anise Mabry. Anise Mabry just opened up her first office. And this woman, I could talk about Anise forever and ever and ever, but she just opened up her first office. And I met Anise a couple years ago at a conference, and she is such a huge heart, and she runs nonprofits, and she really wanted some help and stepping into bigger things in a bigger way and all the things we do, right? But she just didn't have any money. Her nonprofits were just barely getting by, and it just wasn't working out the way she wanted it to work out. So I sat with her at a conference, and we just chatted, and I, because she's, doing so many big things for the world in the nonprofit way, I helped her raise some money. I didn't help her raise money. I helped her come up with some ideas to raise money. I helped her figure out how we could get her into the program, and we got her into the program. And she had one of the biggest wins of any client I've ever had in my life. And I don't want to get into all of that right now, but she's just killing it. But when she opened up her office recently, she opened up her first office recently, and she is changing lives, so many lives, millions of lives. I just commented on her post and just said, I'm so amazed by you. Congratulations. And she replied to me, remember when I was scared to make that big ask? LOL, look at me now. Thank you for sitting with me by the pool in Arizona that night. You changed my life. Now, I'm telling you this. First of all, she changed her own life, right? Like if there's a little tiny piece of me that helped her with her success, I am so grateful for that, because she is changing so many lives in the world. But this is what this work is. This is not the kind of work that's just like, okay, I move the line from A to B. It is life-changing work. When I think about Amy Thurman's life and I think about Anise Mabry's life before we started working together, they did the hard work, first of all, not me, right? But I am behind them with my Jersey girl foot on their behind, and I'm just tapping into their resilience. I am tapping into their resilience. And neither one of these women were 25. I don't know how old they are. I'm not going to start sharing ages with people I don't know, right? But they are not 25. So here's the deal. They did not start over. They started from experience. Right? They started from experience, and you can do that too. So I want you to remember that this is the perfect moment to leverage that experience into a visible, profitable personal brand, right? Your brand, the brand of you. We want to know that the people we do business with are badass. And it's up to you to create that badass, profitable personal brand. And let me just tell you a little bit about what happens when you start saying yes to this visibility, to the kind of visibility that Amy and Dr. Mabry and all the people that I've been working with over the past 5 or 10 years have said yes to. When they've said yes to visibility, what the changes that are happening in their life. I mean, every day on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, I'm seeing posts by my prior clients of just stages they're on. I remember another client who came to me, and she has been an expert in her world forever, for so long. She had written a book, but she just didn't have the visibility. So we created a visibility plan for her. And before she even finished the 12-week program that we're in, she was asked to speak on a stage with some of the biggest names in her industry, people that she was just had looked up to for years. Now she was on the same stage with them, right? This is what happens when you stop waiting and you start showing up boldly, right? You start getting higher paying clients. You start having confidence in your pricing and your offers. This is not about overcharging. It's about having the right price points you can over deliver. You start getting those media features, the podcast invites, speaking on stages, on bigger stages, on smaller stages, right? I'm not always looking to get on the bigger stages. I'm looking to get on the right size stage and building a business that works with your life, not against your life. This is not about ego, right? Visibility isn't about ego. It's about impact. It's about that impact that creates more influence so that you can have, frankly, more income, right? And that income is life-changing. So if you're still with me, I hope you're feeling what I'm feeling. Thanks for sticking with my little Jersey girl rant here. I want you to feel this deep knowing that you are meant for more. You are meant to be visible. You are meant to be well paid. You are meant to build a business that supports your values, that supports your energy, that supports your lifestyle, not drains it, right? If this message is resonating and something inside of you is saying, yep, it's time. I want Karen bragging about me on a podcast in a couple months. Then I want you to know that we're reopening She's Linked Up. We have redesigned the program. Not a lot. The content is very much the same. The content is so good that we haven't changed it, but times change. So we're redesigning it to change with the times. We've got some beautiful brand new redesigned bonuses. We're opening the doors to the new redesign program on April 1st, 2025. So really soon. And it's going to be the most powerful version of this program that we've ever offered. And one of the things we're offering with it is lifetime access to our community, which we've never done before. And I looked at this, right? I thought about all the people that are building communities, like everybody. Oprah's building communities. $25 a month, you can be in Oprah's community. I decided I didn't want to do that. Once you join, you just have it for life. There's no ongoing anything, like you pay to join the program, you invest the investment to join, to get the training, and then you get everything that we deliver to that for the rest of the time we're delivering the program. It's amazing. So if you want a sneak peek, I would love for you to be one of the first to see what's coming. Just DM me on LinkedIn or Instagram, the word ready, and I'll send it your way. I'll send you a little cheat sheet of what we've got your way. Because here's what I know. I know that it's your time. I am here cheering you on every step of the way. Right? Until next time, stay visible, stay powerful, and this is how good girls get rich. I'll see you soon.